Hello and welcome back to Harry Shoots People. Recently, I've really enjoyed photographing cars. And not just cars really, it was a variety of all sorts of vehicles, anything really in interesting locations or something that looks unique. I decided to start a small project called Idle Engines, focusing on capturing these vehicles inside the environments in which they live. Be it the vehicle itself is interesting, or the predicament that it's in is also interesting. Just anything that creates intrigue or makes a nice photo or makes a nice composition really. I've recently discovered that by exploring the more residential areas of where I live, it creates a lot more opportunity to have these unique sort of situations that vehicles find themselves in, because it's not exactly the same as a busy high street. It's people parking their cars where they want, how they want, in whatever condition the cars are in. Sometimes it'll be a brand new car in a rustic, dilapidated house. Sometimes maybe the inverse of that. Sometimes it'll be a caravan on someone's property that just looks interesting and you wonder how it got there. So to start this project, I went back through and had a look through old photos that I've captured to see if anything would fit the bill of being included in the project to start off a strong foundation before going on to capture more images. The main photo that stood out to me immediately was this picture I'd taken during my second year of shooting film of a completely ruined car just parked as normal on the side of the street. I'd taken 3 pictures of this car just on a small point and shoot, but one of them really stands out as a cut above the rest, and I think this was the photo that sparked my interest in the project. Another one of these idle engines that I'm choosing to focus on is this Range Rover parked up outside of a house with a flat tyre. I pass this car quite a lot, almost every day, so it leads to it being in some unexpected scenarios that I get to see. For instance, one of them I thought the car looked just quite cool, so I decided to take a quick photo of it, and then a couple of weeks later I saw that whilst the car remained in the same place, a Bentley had now parked up next to it, and it created this interesting dichotomy where there was a rundown car which clearly hadn't been used in a while next to an incredibly expensive vehicle. So I decided to take that picture too, and it creates this interesting diptych where you get to see the contrast between the two photos and wonder how and why each vehicle got into this situation. The project will not solely focus on pictures of cars themselves. I've decided to include this picture of a set of parking garages where one of them is written "No parking on." I find the image quite funny and the contrast is evident. Whilst in Manchester recently, I walked along the canals and decided to take a picture of a boat, as I thought this would make an interesting addition to the project and mean that it's not just solely focusing on cars. However, due to an issue with me loading the film, the next photo was superimposed over the top of this one, so my friend Louis' face appears to be submerged in the water underneath the boat. So maybe I'll have to revisit this location and retake that picture for it to be included in the project. Recently, I left the house with my Contax 139 quartz and Fomapan 400 and decided to take some black and white photos of cars to mix things up. I took quite a few photos that I liked that day. There's these two of a vehicle in the shade, this photo of part of a tyre next to a bin abandoned on the side of the road, this incredibly wide open photo of rainfall dripping off the back of a Volvo, another photo of a parking garage, this one labelled The Chase, a car we found parked out in the peaks, parked right in front of a set of trees, and it almost looks like a fake backdrop. So far this photo of the front of a car has been my favourite. I really enjoy it. It's simple, the black and white creates good contrast, and whilst not the most interesting photo in the world, I think it will fit well into the project. And also, speaking of unique vehicles, we stumbled across this car which had spray paint on the side of it, so I decided to take a quick photo then, but I will definitely be returning to this location to take more pictures of this interesting car. Going forward, I want to create a variety in the sort of subjects that I use, and I think I need to change up my composition to keep the images interesting as the project goes forward. Also, I'd like to shoot on a variety of film, perhaps trying to use newer film for newer cars and older film for older cars, or vice versa. Anyway, if you'd like to follow along with this project, I'd recommend subscribing, and maybe you could comment what your favourite photo of a car is. Thank you for watching.